For the Interrobang, I'm Gracia Espinosa. And welcome to this episode on the Red Couch podcast, Mary Akpojivi, one of the reporters and writers of the Interrobang. So, Mary.
Thank you so much, Gracia, for having me.
A colleague and a friend from the Interrobang. Yeah. And you know that today our topic is about mental health. And yeah. I think your experience and mine will be it will be very good to talk about this topic.
Yeah.
So that's why I want to ask you first few questions to know more about you.
Okay.
So where are you from?
Oh, okay. I'm a Nigerian
Mm-hmm.
from the south part of Nigeria.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And when did you arrive to Canada?
I have Canada in 2021. I think I'm running almost my 3 years or going to my 4 years in Canada. Yeah, it's been a pleasant experience so far. Yeah, but not so.
It's funny because we were talking about this and still you feel cold after 3 years in Canada.
Yeah.
Mary.
Yeah. It was a good one.
3 years during you felt loneliness. Yeah, I know it's very difficult to talk about this, but I think it's important to share your experience because when you arrived here, it was a change from your country and this one. So I would like you explain more about these feelings you had in the past.
Being an international student, Gracia, coming from a different continent, whereby I'm the kind of person that loves to meet people. Mm-hmm. I'm very social, and coming into Canada, all of that changed. I met a society whereby people keep more to themselves. People are so scared to communicate, and that left a question mark in my head, like, why? Yeah. Because when I was coming to Canada, I was excited that I was going to meet new people. Mm-hmm. I'm going to make new friends. But even when you try to exchange that hand of friendship, the people are not even willing. They're not ready. And I was asking myself, why are they so scared to communicate? What is going on? Because previously I was in Turkey. I came from Turkey to Canada, and it was a very wonderful life, wonderful experience with friends. I met a lot of Turkish friends, and so I was, based on that, I was looking forward to making a very good one in Canada, and that really got me into a depressive state, whereby which I believe is also lots 99% of students from other countries like me also.
It's
feel this way.
I have to say that I like when you explain me how was the depression for you, because I had depression too, but I like the word that you use, that you felt like a stone in your chest. How do you describe it? Because I like how you did it.
It was like a heavy stone, a block of stone in my chest. At that point, I didn't notice at first I was getting into a depressive state, because it got to a point I was even scared of going to my own home, either from school or from work. So when a bus is moving, I feel like I should go back 10 times backward. So when I noticed I was getting to that point, that stone in my heart, that heavy burden, I decided to no, you have to look for a way to get out of this. It's not so good. So at that point, I started thinking of calling my friends, trying to see what kind of conversation I would have with them, just to make me feel good. Another thing I did, being a very religious person, I know the impact of scriptures and music and stuff like that, just to
that's the way
engage my atmosphere, just to build the atmosphere so that everywhere will look very, very, very impactful. So when I get into that spiritual realm, I don't remember what is going on with me again, and there was this peace that will start coming gradually, and probably from there I'll fall asleep. So that was how I was managing it all this time.
So it began like a stone in your chest, in your breast. After that, what kind of symptoms did you have? Because in my case, one of the a part of the feeling, in my case, it was not a stone; it was a feeling of empty. But after that, the symptoms that I had related to the depression, it was that I forgot everything, and I couldn't focus on my assignments. I couldn't focus on any kind of task. So I don't know if you had that.
For me, I would say there are so many times I had to cry behind the scene. I
Oh,
cry
yeah.
a lot. I
I'm
love
crying
my
a
dad. I
lot.
start crying. I
Yeah.
feel like I'm alone in this world. There is nobody. I look at home. Home is so far away from me. I just want someone around me, you know?
And we don't have the possibility to go all the time to our country because it's expensive, it's far away.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Oh, yeah.
so a part of the religion, I mean, you have just said that you are a religious person, and you had been in touch with your family, and you made friends from your country here in Canada, or how you overcame that situation?
Okay. Aside from religion, I love to watch movies, comedies, especially comedies. When I know that depression is coming, I just look for a comedy that will make me laugh. Yeah. So I think YouTube became my best friend. Yeah. So when I know, that depends on the way I'm feeling, I know what I need. If it's so bad, I look for comedies. But if I know I'm just sad, feeling alone, I need someone around me, I just start playing religious music or messages or something.
But in that moment, you didn't go to any doctor, or you
I
didn't
didn't see
need any
anybody.
support in that
Yeah,
moment?
yeah, I only got to find out about the counseling services when I was done from.
But we are going to explain to all our viewers and audience why you decided to go later. Because after, well, thanks to the religion and your friends, you could continue
I just
with
keep
your life
continuing with
here.
my friends on phone, engaging myself on YouTube, whether on religious music or messages, or just watching some comedies or movies. So.
But after that, you had a bad experience in your first job here in Canada? Or,
Yeah. Yeah.
Could you explain more?
Yeah, you can't even imagine that even to this moment, I still the person like the person is standing in front of me. So I got into this factory job, which was my first job, and when I got into the company the first day, I was so excited. It was a warm environment. The people they were so nice, and I felt welcomed. Even the supervisor, like, I felt the space. I was happy. I think this was the first time you see after experiencing
your first job, your first contact with the with professionals,
professionalism and everything. So I was like, okay, I think I'm coming out from a different one into another one. So I was happy. I thought, okay, through this medium, I'm going to make friends. But all that dream never came to pass because I was handed over to a team leader who is a bully. And at that point, the supervisor handed me over to this guy. And from that very first day, it's not as if he'd seen me before. I never knew him before. So I couldn't really tell what was in me that he didn't like. And because of the fear of, I don't want to lose my job, and I think a lot of international students should be bold to speak out when the need arise. For me, because I was going to use the Bible. Yeah, the Bible says fear is a torment. So, and which is keeping many people away from speaking out when they are really, really mentally challenged with a particular issue. So for me, I was going through so much in the hands of this guy, to the point that even the supervisor came to ask me, are you okay? How is the job going? And because he was so friendly, everybody over there was so friendly with me, but just this particular guy, I couldn't tell what was my challenge with him.
But Mary, I want to know if how you applied to this job on internet, on a
it's
job?
just word of mouth. A friend told me, oh, I know this place, they're recruiting, I work there, and she helped me, and that was it. Yeah. I think that was one area that God really helped me with. I never had issues finding a job in Canada.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, because sometimes when you are looking for a job on internet, you can see reviews. But in your case, you didn't see any bad comment or reviews about this person or the company. So
No. The company was good. It's just that particular.
this particular
No,
person.
there was nothing wrong with the company. It was just the individual. And then I didn't really understand what bully is. I started learning about bullying in Canada. So I didn't really understand there was something called bullying. You understand? So for me, where I'm coming from, I would say that arrogant, insultive, and all those kind of stuff. So at that point, I couldn't say this is bullying. It was later, as time goes on, through research, studies, and everything, I started, so this is what is called bullying. Especially when I started when I finally become a reporter and a writer with the Interrobang, when I started doing research on articles, I was like, so all of these things was bullying. And even when I spoke to my friends about it, they were like, this is bullying. The guy is bullying you. Why not go to the company, report to the HR, report to the supervisor? And some people say, no, don't go there. If you go there to report, probably they might listen to you, investigate the issue, but just know that you are just a temporary employee.
So
they will not give the edge over the guy. They will not.
Told you had to swallow?
I have to swallow. Yeah, I have to swallow it. You just have to endure if you want to keep the job, or you look for another job. And it's not easy to get a job around here. So I was like, what do I do? So I
But at the
took
end,
the decision to swallow.
If you swallow, you have a limit.
Yeah, that is where I was burning out. I got to that point I want to explode. I want to do something, but I don't know what to do. It was like I was helpless. I couldn't do anything about the situation. Some persons, because too many people were talking to me, but the majority was to swallow. So just one person said, just know if you're going to report this whole issue, you're just a temporary employee. He is a full-time. There is no way they are going to give you an edge over him.
At the same time, you were studying.
I was studying. And that took a turn on my second semester results then on my first year program. And I was this kind of student. I don't joke with my studies. Yeah, my grades are quite important to me. So at this point, whenever I come back from work, I'm so depressed. That's kind of, I keep going through all that happened at work and everything. So even to pick up my assignment to do it is a problem. Even after picking up the assignments to start working on it, I can't concentrate. My mind always flies. I'll start picturing everything. Everything just come like a pictures in my eyes. I start saying them. I can't do this thing today. I'll close it. So it got so bad that I started doing assignments on the very day it's about to, that's the deadline. That same day is going to be closing up. That is when I'll pick the assignment. I'll start trying to work on it. And I'll have to struggle to do it. So it was really a bad one. And it was so painful. I really did not know about cancel it then.
Yeah. Because in that moment, you didn't know.
No.
Yeah.
So friends for my counselors.
Your friends, well, they help you, but one day your mind decide enough.
Yeah.
So what did you do?
I didn't do anything.
Because you realize about your problem and you say, no, it's impossible that I can continue with this situation.
I continued with it. At a point, I wanted to speak up, but I was like, if you speak up, you don't know what is going to be a second reaction, because all of this whole thing started from the first day. And when I look at how I interact with other employees, because I was the only black, so I felt I was being discriminated against because the other persons were Indians, Canadians, and so I was like, is it my color? What is going on? I don't understand. But everybody is so nice to me. Everybody. So why is this particular person? What is it he has on me? So my friends would say to me, probably he likes you. When guys like someone, they can...
Well, it could be one of the...
many factors.
Yeah.
But if you like a lady, walk up to her.
No. At the end, we have to understand if someone loves you, someone likes you, that it should. I mean, that person should be nice. Should be.
I don't know.
But for me, the most important thing, you decided to change the situation, and what did you do?
So I didn't do anything. I decided to just keep working with it, and at that point, I decided to start looking for a second job. Then after getting a second job, I would just walk away from that particular one. So at a point, I took that decision of start looking for another job. That is when, from nowhere, I got fired. This guy wrote some nasty stuffs about me. She's always breaking the line because of factory. She's always breaking the line. She's not following the production rules. So many times she's seen with her phone on the line. I was like, no, I never did anything like this. The only time I was with my phone was after shift, and I was going out to check the time, and that was it. And so even after I lost the job, I tell you, every day I still think of this guy because I don't know. Even tonight, I still want to mess him up because coming from a place where I'm a no-nonsense person, you don't do nonsense around me. I give it to you hot. But coming into Canada has really taught me to swallow a lot. So, but still, it's really, really hurting that stuff, all of those dramas still plays in my head up to this moment.
Because it was not only the situation in your company, it was the situation of depression in the when you came here. So a lot of we could say bad experience that at the end. And
I didn't just feel loneliness. I think the part of loneliness also I was talking about was I also had that feeling also in my classroom because I was also the only black in class, and I was like, oh God, I was trying to make friends, but only one lady was my friend in class. She was so nice to me and everything, but it was not so easy making friends for me. Yeah, people have it so easy, but it wasn't so easy for me when it comes to meeting people, making friends, and all that. And I was like, at a point, I started asking myself question: is there something with me? I started checking myself, but I said no.
All of us, we ask if the problem is inside me. If there is,
I said I took a paper, a pen. I drew the negative, the positive. What is wrong?
And
what
you always
changed?
write all the bad things. Why it's so difficult to write in a paper the good things of you? It's always a question that I have in my mind. Well, in my case, you explained me that you had the opportunity to go to the counseling services, but
that was
this year.
That was after my graduation when I got to know about the counseling service, because my first program was online, so we didn't really have the on-campus experience. So when I came after I started coming to on-campus lesson for my second program,
so it was very recently. I want to insist
it was
that
very,
it was
very recently, from last year, because.
Sorry,
I wasn't really
I said this year. No, it was last year.
Last year,
when you went to the
last year
services.
into this year, last year into this year. Even January this year, I was there.
Oh wow!
So
sorry. So you went to counseling services the last year or the beginning of this year?
I went last year and I went
because
January,
the last year was online.
No. 2021. Last year was 2022.
Okay.
Yeah. So it was 2021 into 2022.
Okay.
Finished 2022 into 2023.
And the first experience was online?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So I went to the counseling service. So I started coming for on-campus lectures for my second program. So I didn't even know about it. It was my professor, my coordinator, told me, go to counseling. So I was like, what is there for me? Counseling, what would they do for me? What do they want to counsel me about? And I
had to be honest, and I had the same feeling when someone said, oh, if you feel so anxious, if you have a lot of anxiety attacks, why you don't go to...
I'm having a mind issue. You're telling me to go to counseling. What do counseling want to do for me? Counseling, like, what do you want to counsel me about? So I was reluctant,
We made the mistake that we think that we can do it ourselves. And sometimes we need a professional.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, I felt so much pressure. My brother-in-law told me, take the step. Everyone is asking you to go to counseling. Just go and see what is there.
And
I went there. It was so good. It's so confidential. They are so nice, so welcoming. I don't know. I broke down into tears my first contact with them because of the warm welcome I received from her, how she took care of me, she talked to me. And after leaving, I think I went back to my professor, my coordinator, my program coordinator. I told him, thank you. I was happy I had to go. I felt so so relieved. Except see that thing in my chest disappeared.
You felt you were in peace.
Yeah, there was total peace. In fact, from the moment I stepped out from the door and I closed it,
Mm-hmm.
uh, I was just happy I went there. Yeah, and I think students should take advantage of counseling services. Yeah.
I mentioned, well, in one of the episodes of the podcast, I mentioned that I had an anxiety attack in the first days here in Canada, and I went to the counseling services for that. And it's totally confidential. I mean, I can say it's confidential. No one is going to know about your situation. And at the same time, I had the same feeling like you. And after that, the counseling services sent me to the doctor to receive in my case, not only the therapy, the medication to help me. So I really appreciate, that in Fashion College we have this kind of services, because it's so difficult sometimes to talk about this topic.
And they are so there for you as a student. This is why, because I'm very sure Financial College understand the importance of mental health and how it can take a toll on students dealing with a lot of things, assignment studies, trying to settle down in a new environment. So I think this is why they put this into place for students to take advantage of it. And the counselors are so sweet. They are so nice.
It's true. That's why I think it's important not only to talk about the counseling services, it's to talk about our experience with counseling.
Yeah. So for me, my experience was awesome. And I said, if I had known all this time, I think I should have come to them for the right advice.
If you could go, if you could go back to the past,
but
same.
It was already in the past.
So I have to say thank you so much for this conversation and to talk about your experience.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me, Gracia. I'm glad.
And thank you for listening to another episode of the Red Couch podcast. You can catch up with every episode on our website, of course, and wherever you get your podcast, and watch full episode on our YouTube channel, and subscribe to our newsletter to keep up with fashion. But I want to finish that if you want to learn more about counseling services, you should visit my FanChef student portal and contact with counseling at fanchef or call 519-452-4282.
And also, I want to add, don't always feel after you're done with school, the counseling service is over, you can have access to it. The London Health Center also have a place for mental services, and they have professionals who are there to speak with you. If you feel that after school you have any issues, just go to London Health Center. They have professionals that are going to direct you to a professional practitioner who can talk to you on your mental health issues. Yeah.
For Interrobang, I'm Gracia Espinosa.
And I'm Mary. Thank you so much.